the absolute love and admiration they all have for him and how special he is.
I love to see that, and I love to see the joy in his face. He's still a young man at the end of the day, and they've allowed him to be young, they've allowed him to be free. He's completed football, he's only going to get better. It's absolutely brilliant to be here and witness this.
You talk about him completing football at 19, what about Rodri?
We talked about it before the game, didn't we? How much of an impact he has in this midfield, from winning the Euros to getting Ballon d'Or to winning the World Cup to Champions League, but also having the knee injury and then coming back. We've had knee injuries before, it's very difficult to come back. And a lot of people had wrote him off. Pep said he's going to be back at his best at the World Cup. He was absolutely right. And he was the best midfielder in the tournament, hands down.
I think there was a few players from Spain who went a little bit not under radar, but I thought Cucurella all tournament was outstanding. Goalkeeper was outstanding. Obviously, Yamal was in and out of the tournament, I felt. And my man, Olmo, I absolutely love him. I thought just both in possession, out of possession, it gives Spain something a little bit different. I think we knit it all together.
Well, we, of course, have all enjoyed seeing that picture brought out of the archives of Lamine Yamal and Messi. Messi, of course, giving him a bath when he was a baby. Well, here's the full circle moment. Is that the moment when the legend passes on the baton? Yes.
Oh, my God.
He's got a long way to go. He has been absolutely superb. And we'd love to have seen him really shine today, but there's no doubt about it. He's going to have so many more magical moments in his career. But the respect he's got for the great man and the career path that he's trying to follow, I think that's a really classy moment. I love seeing it.
Luis de la Fuente, we just touched on him briefly a few moments ago, but actually Scolari as well. These are managers who have come through managing age groups, international managers, Scaloni, sorry, international managers as opposed to big name club managers who've been kind of flown in to do a job. For example, Thomas Tuchel, Ancelotti with Brazil, Nagelsmann with Germany, who've come with a specific purpose.
At club football, you have your players every day. There's a development plan in place for the players. At international football, you're getting your players moments when you don't know what the fitness levels are, you don't know what the injury levels are. Everyone's being taught a different tactically at club level. So we've got to try and bring that together really quickly. And I've had it with Capello, which didn't work. I think Thomas Tuchel, as I said before, made mistakes, got it wrong in this tournament. So yeah, I think it is very different. And the FA went down a route and a plan of developing young coaches to get them to then eventually take over the national team and having a way of playing. They've gone away with that with Tuchel, and unfortunately it hasn't worked for this World Cup.
Well, I think Tuchel talking about the DNA being the problem in the tournament. Now, De La Fuente, he knows the DNA of Spanish football, so when they come into that Spanish side, he gets them to play like Spanish players. Now, Thomas Tuchel didn't bring that up 2 years ago, and he's not brought it up before the tournament. But with us not doing what we wanted to do or what we needed to do at this tournament, he mentioned DNA. But that man there on your screen knows exactly what the DNA is, which allows them to play like that, play like they're with each other as club mates. And I think it was absolutely stands out in mile. It's something I never thought about before the tournament, but I think with him and Scaloni being in the final, it says a lot.
I just think they have a way of doing it where they give the players the confidence to come and to be able to thrive in an environment where, if you look at Argentina, yes, they're all playing for Messi. They've got some really good quality in there as well. But then you go to Spain. What I've admired the most about Spain is no fear. When you talk about players being brave, getting on the ball in tight areas, when you mention DNA, that is their DNA, and they do it to abundance. I feel so sorry for Scaloni because obviously he's won the World Cup, and when they don't play well, it looks really bad. So if they want to go on...
Well, I did say to you, can we critique this properly? Because this is not attractive, right? And you said, but if you do it right, it gets you results.
Well, there's so many different ways to win a game. And in fairness to them, we know what Spain can bring you. They know they're going to dominate the ball. You know they're going to put pressure on you. And you're dealing with, you've got Messi, so you know you've got a man less. So you build a team around that to work hard. And I had so many clips in terms of Argentina, the way they defended, the way they was really solid, the spaces in between was really good. And then they just didn't have the outball because Spain dominated the ball so much. But that doesn't mean it was bad. It just means it didn't work on
today.
Yeah, but that's where the Enzo Fernandez decision to stupidly get that that second yellow absolutely killed Argentina and their home game plan. And then, obviously, Messi's left there up front on his own. Then you think, can he get a bit more legs on there because there's a man down? But the Fernando decision to get a red card was the big one.
Adding to that managerial question as well, interestingly enough, still no team has won a World Cup without a manager who is from the country that he is managing. A foreign manager has never won the World Cup, which surprised you earlier when we were discussing it.
Yeah, it did, but you know, when you're representing your country, you have that pride. That's something which you can't give to someone from another country. So,
well,
nobody
no has more pride of putting on that shirt than Lionel Messi, who has done it in 6 World Cups. He's won the World Cup, but today he's on the losing side. There wasn't to be a fairy tale ending, Joe, for Lionel Messi here.
No, there wasn't, and he barely had any impact on the game, did he? Because of Spain's domination, as both these guys talked about before the game. He never really had a sniff until the very end, but he still had that little bit of life, didn't he? That little bit, anything that was going to happen was going to come through him. The short corners, the quality from the right-hand side. It wasn't his moment. It was not his moment today. He's had a brilliant tournament, but he just couldn't bring it to the final.
Well, he won't want to see this, Micah. This is today's touch map.
Yeah, it's only 54 touches, none in the box. And for Messi's standards, but everyone kept asking throughout the talk, how do you stop Messi? You stop Messi by retaining the ball and making him run back the other way, not getting him allowed in areas in the pitch where it can hurt you. And that's exactly what Spain did today. A couple of moments, but they was just, at the end of the game, maybe hopeful, but he still got the quality, but Spain dealt with him so well.
We should just say we're obviously waiting at the moment for the trophy and awards ceremonies to begin, and there's quite a few awards to hand out before we get to the main prize. Do you think this is it for Messi in an Argentina shirt?
Because coming into the World Cup, everyone thought Messi was finished. He's playing in Miami. He's on a holiday. He's come into this tournament and he's been one of, if not the best player on the ball, off the ball. Yes, we know he's not great, but the way he can inspire people, the way when he's still got the touch and technique and the passing, is just absolutely incredible. We're witnessing greatness, and to be in the stadium, which potentially could be his last ever game for Argentina, I'm just grateful to be here.
We're part of the next World Cup in Argentina as well.
So the World Cup, Spain, Portugal, Morocco, Uruguay. So it's just saying where the next World Cup is, and Argentina do have a game at the next World Cup. But we'll get on to that a little bit later. I think Wayne's trying to come up with a theory that he's staying on, by the way, Micah. But here we go. The trophy is being brought into the stadium, which tells us that the ceremonies are about to begin, and the contingent, that's Sergio Ramos, but the contingent who will present the trophies, and they are many: the Golden Boot, the Fair Play, the Young Player, the Golden Ball, the Golden Glove, all of those to be handed out, as well as the second place, as they call it tactfully these days. They don't call them losers' medals anymore. Those medals before we hand that out. Let's just have a little talk about those prizes. Who's Young Player then? Oh, hang on a second. There's Gianni Infantino and Donald Trump, who are part of that awards ceremony. They will be handing out the prizes. Not the warmest of receptions there. Not quite sure which one that's directed towards. Claudia Sheinbaum, who is the President of Mexico, the Prime Minister Mark Carney of Canada will complete that as the host leaders, of course. But there's only one leader Infantino wants to walk into the stadium next to, isn't there?
Yeah, where's his golf partner there?
He's on you out to dry there.
Yeah, I played golf.
The first time you've been speechless.
No, I'm not speechless. I'm speechless to Infantino's trainers. He talks about everything else, and then he comes, he has to represent FIFA better than that with them trainers. It's stupid.
That's the half-time entertainment. That's VAR, and that's trainers with suits. That's a trio of hate from Wayne Rooney during this World Cup. There's a few other things that you might want to bring up with him, but his trainers will be on the list. So we don't know yet who's won the awards. It's always a surprise, which isn't great as a broadcaster, to not be able to kind of have some information to bring you. But
It's okay.
we do know that there is going to be a young player. We talked about two of the potentials, Lamine Yamal and Kubasi.
I would go with Kubasi, because to only concede one goal in the competition and play pretty much every single minute and be a massive part of it, I would go Kubasi.
Do you think Yamal needed a bit more from this tournament?
He may well have needed it, but I feel like in these sorts of tournaments that Kouassi isn't going to get it, Mike. I feel like Yamal will get it because it's just a great narrative to have for the World Cup, and that's pretty much what they've tried to do this whole entire tournament.
Create a show.
Yeah, I think Kouassi's. Yeah, I tend to agree with what Joe's saying.
No
I think normally the bigger names get it.
No goalkeeper
more flair plays.
has ever won the Young Player Award, Joe.
And they never will.
Only one name for you on the Golden Glove, I'm guessing, and that's Unai Simon.
Yeah, I think that's 7 clean sheets, which is a record in World Cup. Absolutely. The way that he's gone about his business as well, he's been exceptional. He's had little moments, especially today. He took a big cross later, loved it.
We'll just have a little look and see that at the moment it is the match officials who are getting their medals. They weren't supposed to be going up first, but they may well have thrown the running order up in the air, and they're getting theirs.
Can we get a shot of Darren Cam as well?
He's back in that place you mentioned. It is the last ever match, Darren's telling us, from Salford. It is the last ever match for this referee. So he's going out.
I think he'll be relieved that Spain won in the end, because obviously he had to make some big calls early doors. He decided not to get too involved and let Argentina do what they needed to do. I think Fernandez put his hands behind his back and made him have to give that red card. But like I say, the best teams won.
Slavkovic Vincic there on his final match as a referee, and not a bad one to go out on. And we'll find out in a moment who the next award will be given to. But Golden Ball, player of the tournament, and if you Messi 2022, Luka Modric in 2018, Messi in 2014. Could be Messi again, could it?
I think it's got to be Rodri. I think he's knitted everything together for Spain. His influence on that team has been incredible, and the fact that they've won the tournament, I think it has to be Rodri.
Now he just went up and said something to Kouassi there. Somebody just went over and said something to him, something official. I mean, I'm calling it early. I think he could be about to get young player.
Oh, his little face, he's definitely getting young player.
Oh, no.
Go on, lad.
I hope so.
Look at him. No, he's been sent. Yeah, he is. He's going back to the arch, the players lineup. Yes, it is Kouassi. Power Kouassi.
One for the defenders. Yes,
You never know with the keeper's hat.
No, I'll claim it. I'll claim a defender.
Your theory about it always going to the big names, though, has been disproven there.
He's still a big name, isn't he?
He is a big name. What a brilliant day, and he fully deserves it.
He's 19 years old, to be such a confident centre-back as he is, to be just so composed in the game.
Yeah, it is, and you get a lot of the younger players in the more attacking areas, so to have that trust and from the manager to put him in these big games, and obviously he's played a lot of games for Spain already, but to be able to get thrown in and perform the way he's performed, that is much deserved.
I'll tell you how he performed today. He had more touches, more successful passes, and more line-breaking passes than any other player in that game today.
Yeah, really good on the ball, but his football IQ as well. That's really developed. He's not the quickest.
Here we go, no surprise.
Here we go.
Your moment, Joe, take it away.
It's my moment, it's his moment. This man, everybody in England especially talking about David Raya, who's an exceptional goalkeeper. Garcia at Barcelona, exceptional goalkeeper. But Unai Simon took over from David De Gea when he had a little bit of a wobbly patch, and he's not looked back. He's been absolutely brilliant. Such a safe pair of hands, brilliant on the ball, big saves, absolutely put himself on the world stage. Congratulations, a superb tournament yet again.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I think the biggest thing for me was his positioning off his line. So when Spain played the high line, when balls getting put in off the top, the sweeper keeper, if you like, I thought he was brilliant.
Of course, it was Emi Martinez's Golden Glove 4 years ago when he was on the winning side. And you look at the names, the historical names. It was Thibaut Courtois before that, Manuel Neuer, Iker Casillas. I mean,
he's not made any rash gestures towards the trophy either, which is nice to see.
Safe hands.
And it is Rodri who wins player of the tournament. So prediction right there. Euros winner, Ballon d'Or winner, Euros player of the tournament, now World Cup winner.
What's honest? There's no words for this guy. I've run out of superlative to describe this man. Everyone wrote him off. He comes in the middle of the pitch. Everyone was talking about Matinha and Pedri, but Rodri, he's a different level. He's a conductor. He makes everybody tick. His spatial awareness, technical ability, and calmness on the ball just takes him to a different level. Fully deserved. What a trophy cabinet he's got at home. Wow, fully deserved.
Huge roar of applause from the Spanish fans just near us here for Rodri, and he takes the Golden Ball award. We know the Golden Boot is Kylian Mbappe's. That's not a surprise. We don't know. Okay, here he goes with another theory.
No, I just think France got knocked out of the tournament and then plays in the third and fourth place.
So you don't think the goals from that game should count?
No, I don't. Listen, they do obviously, but I think that's very unfair on Messi.
Well, what I was going to say was we don't know if he's here. It would be physically possible for him to have come up from Miami after last night's game, but I'm not sure. Would you fly up if you'd won the
You'd probably get a tent. You wouldn't want to be there at the final, would you, if you're not in the final? You'd probably get a tent.
I'd be there. I'd 100% be there, not a problem.
Here we go then, the runners-up medals to Argentina, and so I'm going to leave you in the more than capable hands for these ceremonies of Guy Mowbray and Alan Shearer.
Thank you, Gabby. So a runners-up medal for Lionel Messi. It just makes you think there might be fitness and fire in his belly to go one more after all. It would not be the way he wanted to sign off. Many thought that he might have done after the last World Cup in Qatar just over 3.5 years ago. By his performance tonight, Alan, maybe the star is just starting to lose its shine.
Well, there's no doubt that he certainly can't run as much as he could, but he's still an incredible threat when he gets the ball at his feet. You can see the defenders' fear in the eyes when he gets it, and he came to life in the last 5 or 10 minutes. That's all really of the game. But once he did get on that ball, then he caused a couple of problems, but nowhere near enough in the 90 minutes.
The Argentina players have managed to calm their passions and are going down the list of officials. Standing to the right of Donald J. Trump is Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico. And then it's Mark Carney, former governor of the Bank of England, now the Prime Minister of Canada. Let's not forget the part that they played in hosting this tournament as well. I don't think we will ever forget Mexico, will we?
No, not at all. That will stay with me forever. That was an incredible night.
And now it comes home to roost for Lionel Messi. Are we seeing the end of the greatest era there's ever been in the game?
Well, judging by the reaction, then maybe. That's sad to see, but also refreshing to see someone who's achieved so much. It means that much to them, and it hurts like hell.
Maybe the end for Lionel Scaloni as well. He couldn't manage the 4 in a row. Nobody ever has. 2 continental titles and then 2 World Cups as well. 4 majors on the bounce. Spain have done 3 before. You wouldn't bet against them doing 3 again when the Euros come around in 2 years' time. Tears of what might have been for Lionel Messi. And there'll be plenty of tears the world over when the day comes that he does announce that he has kicked his last ball in front of us all. Those Argentina fans keep on singing. It has been that way from way before the tournament started, from the moment the first few started to arrive in the United States of America. And now it's the turn of a set of players who have just made themselves a part of Spanish football history. For all the successes of, in particular, Real Madrid, but also Barcelona and Atletico Madrid and Valencia and Sevilla and the other great Spanish club sides on the greatest world stage. It's incredible, really, that prior to tonight, they'd only ever been world champions once before. That now changes. And it changes with a youngish team that has plenty more to offer. Pubil of Atletico Madrid, only 23, only capped 3 times. Alex Grimaldo is 30. He might not have too much more of the